I can't believe she broke up with me. She kept saying I was too critical. And you know what? That's another thing I can't stand about her. All right, I'm fashionably late again. I'm nothing if not consistent, am I right? Okay, who's got a good conversation going that I can jump into and entirely dominate? I'm not convinced that I did or said anything wrong, nor is it obvious to me that I even owe you an apology, but I'm very sorry. It will never happen again, whatever it is. Okay, honey, it's time for bed, but I'm not tired. But it's time for bed. What sense does it make for me to go to bed based purely on an arbitrary schedule? Because it's bedtime. Mom, that is a circular argument. It's like you're not even trying to convince me with a valid reason.
If we give you the job, how much money will you make us? Well, that depends on what you mean by money. It isn't obvious to me that we're talking about the same thing.
I don't think you actually want my advice. I think you just want me to validate you and tell you that you're in the right. Well, guess what? You're gonna have to argue your case a lot better, buddy. Don't come to Judge Judy and expect Oprah.
How can I put my pain level on an accurate scale that will communicate anything meaningful to you? It would require me to understand the paradigm of all the pain that you see, which is a paradigm that I am not privy to.
Oh, so you think I'm illogical and don't understand what I'm talking about, huh? I'm about to end this man's whole career. I'm telling you, I don't belong in therapy. I'm just here to figure out how to deal with all the nut jobs in my life who actually need it. How would I describe myself? Well, that depends on what you've already heard.
So what do you do for a living? Well, it's not a terribly simple question to answer. Now is it? Because do you just mean how do I make money? I make money in many ways. Or do you mean how do I fill up my life with good things? How do I actually make my life worth living? It's an entirely different question. So you're gonna have to define your terms here.
Wait a second. I appreciate your input on how I can finish this project, but seeing as it's the stupidest idea I've ever heard, I'm gonna stop you right there and we're gonna move on. Rejection actually lights up the same neural pathways as physical pain. As such, painkillers can reduce emotional pain too. So if we take the emotional pain I am feeling right now and relate it to physical pain, I probably need like an induced coma. For real, just knock me out for several years. Yeah, you know, I get lost on purpose. I find it to be a stimulating challenge to find my way back to where I started. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. Likes to argue and debate. Okay, well, I am now in a logical booby trap because I can either agree with this statement or I can disagree with it, which will ironically be proving the opposite viewpoint. Well done, Myers-Briggs. Well done. I'm gonna suggest that we liven things up a bit and use real cash money. I've got about 200 right here. Come on, guys. Come on, it'll be fun. Don't be wimps, get out your money right now. Therefore, in conclusion, those are all the reasons you should marry me. I'll give you a chance for rebuttal, but my argument's pretty airtight, so don't waste your time. I know it's my turn to drive, but I'm just so sleepy even though I slept for the last 4 hours, it just wouldn't be safe, you know? Now look, I know some of you family members are gonna come out of the woodwork and say, oh, you promised you were gonna share the money if you ever won. But wait a second, I think we all know I never would have said that if I thought I'd actually win. I had a better chance of getting struck by lightning while being eaten by a shark that was on a plane that was crashing.
What do you mean I can't set up a table out in front of the school with a big banner that says Dr. Jamerson is a terrible principal? Change my mind.
My resolution is to be more awesome. I know what you're thinking. He was so awesome last year. How is he gonna top it this year? But trust me, I'll get it done. This is saying that my type is an introverted extrovert, which categorically makes no sense. You're not an introverted extrovert, you're just looking for attention. It also says I can be argumentative and sometimes even hurtful.
Timmy, let me answer you candidly. The lesson we're gonna learn today, trigonometry, is never gonna come up again in your real life, but you need to pass this class so that you can eventually pass high school, so that you can go to college and take on massive amounts of debt, and then graduate from college and get a degree that is more or less worthless and that you'll never actually use again. But you need that degree to get a job, because you need a job to make money, because you need money to be a person and to live in today's society. So, Timmy, if you want to live, you need to learn trigonometry.
What are we trying to say with Valentine's Day gifts? Here are some flowers representing how I feel about you. They're beautiful now, but will die very soon. And here's some candy, which is terrible for your health and well-being, sort of like our relationship.
If we give you the job, how much money will you make us?
Even playing this at double speed, this guy's talking way too slow.